parts of the country? Is it in a village somewhere in Karnal? Is it happening everywhere or just in a few places?
I would say that the change is far more perceptible in North India, and it is percolating down even to areas like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and Odisha. I won't say that it is as rapid, but you do see a change in mindsets. You see a certain amount of fear for the law. There is difference in pace compared to urban and rural areas, but in northern India the change is faster.
Okay, Pinky.
I'm actually very dismayed at the statements made. I mean, while I admit there's been some change, but I'm afraid the change has come not because of improvement in, let us say, administration or law and order directly, but ultimately as a consequence of people's movement. While saying that, I'll just tell you three things. There was a girl I met recently across in some discussion, and she was talking about coming for work from Ghaziabad into Delhi and having trouble of stalking, etc., and calling the helpline. We've had a great show about a helpline having been made, but she says there is no response from that helpline. So what do? After the Nirbhaya incident, again, we had a major improvement in PCR vans which are roaming around all over Delhi. At least for 2-3 days there was active movement, but thereafter, again, they are not visible. You talk about lighting in Delhi, and we're talking about Delhi for a moment. You're talking about lighting in Delhi. There are streets and in posh areas as much as in other areas where there is no lighting, which leads to crime itself, and it's a natural phenomenon. So therefore, having the process of law and even law changing, law was changed not as a direct consequence immediately thereafter, but because of people's movement, and people actually force the situation in the government to come around to change of law. However, it has happened, and that is a very good thing. To some extent, yes, there is some reorientation of law and order, but I'm afraid it is still not good enough. Women's security is something which needs to be addressed not only by improvements in administration, law and order, but by a perceptible change in the social norms. You have to accept that women have to be provided security, and even today, when a person is accosted, even Nirbhaya's case, she was beaten up, she was raped, she was left on the streets. Nobody came to her for literally hours and hours, and God knows how many cars went past.